Welcome to your latest Forest transfer news. Coming up on today's video, Elliot Anderson is being linked to Liverpool. Murillo set to extend his contract. Aina has a trigger on his, and a new winger is being linked to Forest. All this and plenty more coming up today on your latest Forest news. Let's get into it. Today's video is brought to you by our good friends and sponsors STOCKSFC, which is the football stock market where you can buy stocks in your favorite players and earn cash rewards based on their real-time performances. So imagine this scenario. As a Forest fan, of course you're going to invest in the likes of Murillo, Morgan Gibbs-White, Murillo, and then you've just gone and watched Forest thrash Wolves. Murillo bags in the second goal. You jump up celebrating the excitement of your club winning 6 in a row. You calm yourself down. And then you remember you're invested with STOCKSFC on Murillo, and he's just earned you a cash reward because every time he scores a goal, gets an assist, or produces a key pass, you earn monetary cash rewards for it. Not only that, but if he gets into Team of the Week, there's more prizes. If he gets into Team of the Month, there's more prizes as well. And right now, if you join STOCKSFC using our QR code or clicking the link that's pinned in the comments, you will get 5 free loan players where you will earn their rewards for the next month completely for free. So make sure you go check out STOCKSFC. It's completely free to sign up. Get your free 5 loan players and then check out Murillo, who's about to launch on the site as well. And we as Forest fans know just how good he's gonna be. Thank you to STOCKSFC for sponsoring this video. Go check him out right now. Show him some love. And let's get back to the video. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are well. Let's get into the transfer news. As always, don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well. And let's go to the person who has Forest living rent-free in their head. And that, of course, is Arne Slot. Because we've talked to you guys already this transfer window about links of Morgan Gibbs-White going to Liverpool. And now the next one that's living rent-free in Slot's mind is Anderson. However, is it true? Because the reports are saying that Liverpool have sent scouts out for the last 6 or 7 games to have a look at Anderson to see if he will fit in with Slot's style. And it came out of the Sun. Let's be honest here. That was the original source of the story, and I don't really believe much of what they say. However, over the last couple of days, a lot more outlets have been reporting this. So they're giving it more credence and credit on top. And let me just give you my thoughts on this. Firstly, I am not surprised that Liverpool are interested if it's true. I wouldn't be surprised if Real Madrid were interested in the Jordi Maradona, because he has been that good this season. Okay, I think his last game or so hasn't been up to his really high standards so far. But I go back to what I've been saying to you guys this transfer window is expect these kind of stories. Expect our players that are performing at a really high level, because Forest are 3rd in the league. Expect them to be linked with other clubs. It's a good thing, in my opinion, that stories like this are coming out, no matter how good or bad or how much you love or don't love the player. So let's get into the crux of it though. There's no way in hell Forest sell Anderson to Liverpool. There's no way in hell Forest will sell Morgan Gibbs-White to Liverpool either in this transfer window. You know why? Because they are a direct rival to us right now. We've got them coming up on Tuesday next week. And this, for me, I wouldn't put it past Slot, who is so obsessed with Forest this season, to be almost leaking stories like this out to derail, to turn heads with some of our players, to find any advantage he can. Because let me remind you, the only team to beat Liverpool last year or this season so far is Forest. The only team to beat Slot in the calendar year of 2024 was Forest. So we are living rent free. You saw after the Man U game, he came out and likened Man U to Forest, the way they played this low block football. The fact that he can't even categorize Forest correctly just shows you he must have like a freaking dartboard in his bedroom with a picture of Nuno on the bullseye and then Callum Hudson-Odoi on treble 20, and every night he's just training there trying to make sure he hits that bullseye or the treble 20, because we are living completely rent-free in his mind. So on this story, Forest, I don't even think if Liverpool came with an astronomical offer, Forest would sell this window, because they are a direct rival to us. But get your thoughts in on this one. One, do you believe it? Like I said, it originates from the sun. And secondly, do you think it could happen? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, let's move on to the second story. And for me, this is one of the most important stories of this transfer window. And this is on Murillo. Forest are now in deep discussions with Murillo to extend his contract. In fact, it goes a step further. Forest, in principle, have agreed terms with Murillo and his reps and his agents, etc., which is absolutely fantastic news. It's good for both sides of the equation. Murillo is well deserving of a pay rise, of a good contract, and Forest need to secure this asset even further. Now, the key thing in these discussions is that there is no release clause going to be put in this contract. And this is astronomically huge, because there's so many like contracts these days, especially if you look at La Liga. They always have a release clause. Even Messi had a release clause back in the day when he was at Barca. Yes, they're astronomically high at times, but it's something that agents like to have as a backdoor exit of a contract for their player. If Forest get this over the line without a release clause for Murillo, for me, would be our biggest signing of this window. Because let's face it, we know the talent he's got. We know how good he is. We know he's now on STOCKSFC as well. Make sure you show them some love as well. The link's in the pinned comments. And we know he's going places. And what I love is that Marinakis and co realised this and have locked him down, because he's already on a long length contract anyway. I think there's still 3.5 years, something like that, left on his deal. So this for me is smart business for Forest. And it also shows that Murillo may be content to stay at Forest beyond this season. Everyone's always gone on about, oh, he's definitely going to leave in the summer, but with a new contract tied down, look, it doesn't guarantee he won't go, because someone may come in the summer with 100 million or something silly like that, and his head may get turned again. And we know what he said in the summer. So this one just, I think, protects all parties, and that's the key for it. And if Forest do get Champions League football or win the title, who knows? You know, why would Murillo feel the need to leave to progress his career? I still stand by that. Yes, he would work at Real Madrid, but he's not guaranteed first team football there. He may end up just playing in the Spanish League Cups for them, or deputizing when they have injuries. If Forest get Champions League football, he knows him and Milenkovic are going to be the two names on that team sheet to line up in the defence and in the Premier League. So I think Murillo's coming around heavily to the idea of a long-term future at Forest, and I think this is very, very exciting. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think he stays beyond the summer? Let me know in the comment. All right, so let me give you the latest update on Ola Aina in terms of his contract discussions. For those of you who maybe don't know or have forgotten, he's into his last 6 months and basically can leave for free under a Bosman. Now, there's been some weird reports coming out of Sky Sports from Rob Dorset, talking about there's an automatic trigger that Forest can do on Aina's contract, which will extend it for another year. Now, we saw this happen last year. The club had the option of the extension and they took it up. And if you believe what Rob Dawson is saying, and he is quite credible, then there is another one about to be triggered by Forest. However, what is being talked about is an improved deal, because that trigger, the option that the club currently have, would basically just roll that contract into another year. And what feels like the discussions have been at the moment is, all right, Ola, with the performances you've been doing this season, with being the best right back in the league, again, you're another player who deserves a bump up in terms of their salary. And the other thing I would like to see is a longer term contract, because even if this trigger has another trigger for next year, I don't like this pay as you go attitude we've got with Ola Aina. And if it's from his side, honestly, I don't like it either. I would like to feel comfortable sleeping at night knowing that I got my Ola Aina beyond the end of the season, of whatever season we are playing in. So I think Forest are doing the right things. They could trigger this. Look, come what may, Ola Aina will still be contracted at Forest come the summer, because the option is with the club. But now they're in a stronger position, if you like, than Ola Aina, if he is the one who likes these short-term contracts, because they can say to him, all right, we can just roll the contract for another year, or we can offer you a 3-year deal with a 20% pay bump or something like that. What do you want to do? And that's where we are with it. And as I said to you a couple of weeks ago, I was told by the club that don't worry about this one. This one's fine. Ola's going to be a Forest player. I didn't know the details about this extension. This is coming from Rob Dorset. As I said, he's a reliable source, but Sky Sports don't always get everything right. And usually, more times than not, they are last to the party because they almost wait for club confirmation on things. So, take it with a pinch of salt, but don't take with a pinch of salt that Ola Aina will still be at Forest next season. That much I'm extremely confident about. The question now is, how does that contract shape up? How long will he be at Forest? Does he want long-term contracts, or is he just a short-term kind of guy, which for me is what it's feeling like right now. So how long would you offer him? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, let's bring you the fresh transfer news on a winger that's being linked with Forest, and that's Lisan Sinioko. And honestly, I don't even remember seeing him play. This guy is 25 years old. He's from Auxerre in France, as in he plays for Auxerre in France. In fact, he's played most of his career there, 115 games there and 13 goals, which isn't a great return for a winger. He's a Mali international as well, having played 19 international games, scoring 6 goals, which in itself brings AFCON issues for me. It's already a red flag. And he's not one that's even on my radar or on the radar of my radar's radar. And I can't really tell you too much about him. Honestly, I haven't seen much of him. I mean, his FIFA card is rubbish as well. Silver, no pace, 3-star, 3-star for those of you that, may have seen him on FIFA. But what's interesting about this is that there are 3 Premier League clubs interested in him, according from reports coming out of France. And that's Forest, Fulham, and Newcastle. Now, we know Newcastle are desperate for a right winger, even though it seems Murphy's stepped in. He's doing a really good job for them at the moment. So I'm intrigued just by the company of the clubs that are interested in him. However, I can't honestly give you an opinion if he's, the next freaking Messi or not. But at the age of 25, there's a few things you can assume. That he hasn't caught anyone's eye, because 25 now from a European club going to the Premier League is probably just pushing it a little bit. In terms of his fee, he's not that expensive. He would cost somewhere between 3 and 6 million pounds. But he's unproven. Is he better than what we've got would be my next question. He can play it on the right side. He can play it on the left side. He can kind of sometimes play it up front. I wouldn't really call him a striker, even though some reports do. And I just don't think he's better than what we've got. And it would feel like a just bulking signing if we were to get him. Or maybe Forest are being really ruthless now and thinking, all right, Newcastle are looking for this right winger. We know they're desperate. Why don't we just get him so they can't have him? So, it's talk that this will happen in the transfer window, be it to Forest or be it to someone else. And because it's so cheap, I think this is why Forest are looking at it, Newcastle and Fulham, and thinking to themselves, is it worth a punt, 25-year-old, couple of million, pocket change to our owners, etc. But if you've seen him, Let me know what you think of him. But it's not one that's got me that excited, if I'm being honest with you. So get your thoughts in on that in the comments as always. And ladies and gents, that brings you up to date with your latest Forest news. If you haven't already, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well. If you missed Grumpy Old Reds, or Happy Old Reds as it is now, from last night, I'll leave it on the end screen for you. And go get yourself signed up with STOCKSFC to get your free weekly rewards on those loan players. So we will see you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.